let's begin with Pleiadians and go with the flow. This is the color that I want you to imagine when you tune into Pleiadians, like a baby soft blue, like the sky or like the ocean, but in a very soft way. It's like the perfect way between masculine and feminine. It's soft and gentle, and it always look for what's right, order, and like a type of structure to get there. Let's ask. Breathe in first. And imagine this baby blue that comes to you. Allow yourself to blend with the blue and let the blue to expand. Imagine that you are in a blue space. No walls, no floors, no windows, no divisions. It's just all blue. And you begin to merge with the blue. And your personality for this life begin to disappear. Now let's ask, beloved source, please come to me now. Beloved teams, guides, angels, higher self, be in charge into the highest, the easiest, the most loving, the most qualified, and the best. I place glitter aside, so this can be a clear channel for unconditional love and pure source consciousness. I ask the most rightful Pleiadians to come now. Greens. We're going to be teletransported into a different space, into a temple of repotting on Alcyon. Breathe in and out, in and out, and know that this is a safe space. You are surrounded by love and light. Nite tasai kakiako telia ela lava tine nalia lako kavali laiki aliate la leje. Become the blue ray now. From divine, visualize that in a multicolor sun and the source. Blue ray light split and anchors all the way down and down and down. Allow the blue light to activate your source chakra above your crown, to activate your crested self chakra, your multidimensional chakra, your galactic chakra, higher self chakra, spirit chakra, soul chakra. And right before your crown, you will have a halo chakra, a circular helix, a rotation wheel made of diamond light. It's a crown that merge with your crown and complements this connection. Allow the installation of this device. Do that now. Tikiarako, Lalaikiala, Hele Alai, Ne Alaesa, He Na Tiaseki, Teleavai Sorotiriasa. As your crown and your halo become one, a ray gently will begin to enter in the middle of your forehead, between your eyebrows, in a circular wave to open your third eye. And as it penetrates through a blue laser light, your pineal gland, a layer of fear, distortion, grabbed it with toxins acquired from the body, will crack now. Leala, lete, letia sakenekiakoko. As it does, a gentle pinch of pressure would be felt. You would perceive this source light cleansing as infinite cleansing brooms will begin to cleanse your pineal gland, your brain, your scalp, your eyes, behind your eyes, in the insides of your head, in the outside of your head, skin, eyelashes, eyebrows, eyelids, cheeks, nose, mouth, cheeks, jaw, teeth, your tongue, your throat, your ears, your pituitary gland. These infinite brooms, like magic wands, stream sonic codes to help you to cleanse your subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind, decluttering thinking that comes from fear, negativity, energy corrupted. And as you tune your awareness into the gentle and soft transmission that goes all the way through you, more magical brooms like wands will begin to stream as a technology device, this Blu-ray source cleansing light all around your neck, your chest, your shoulders, your cells, your back, your arms, your hands, your fingers, your abdomen, hips, all organs, all bones, every tissue, your blood, your glands, your hormones, your legs, your knees, your toes, your ankles, every particle of you and every cell. Cells begin to have a discharge that represent food. The DNA, the RNA, the nucleus of the cell begin to exchange information and receive this Pleiadian dispensation that represents unconditional love. Tiesaka law, Kiteria la, Ela, Lineasa Lakiara Tausea Nere Saiki Patterns, dramas, distortions, blocks, hooks, entities, energy attachments, parasites, physical and energetic, dissolve from your aura and go back to all that it is. And instead you receive unconditional love. The asetila like a karakoroko like a take said. And as you are a still blue ray, you will begin to materialize a humanoid form in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are in this repowering temple in Alcyon. You will see yourself inside of a crystal egg-shaped chamber. Pillars of fluid diamond crystalline light, all in multiple shades of blue, becomes totems that channel all equally these love source. 7 pillars unified, streaming rays that exchange from one to another into your third eye, your heart, and your sacral chakra. And you begin to receive unconditional love codes that will begin to recalibrate your programming for you to download the definition of light language, what it feels like to speak, to understand, to write, to share light language, to make easier to know what it feels like, and that every day you can teach yourself from your brain. This new programming has been installed. It goes all the way to your nervous system, emerging as a new information, a command for your cells to create new pathways in which my language is easily translated, easily understood, easily expressed, becoming a tool of your life that supports you in your project. Dialega Sakoka Laida Satire. Now follow us to explore this planet that will feel home. And as you come, you can see the skies, the forms, the play, the light structures around. Beings are all coming on your way to receive you, to welcome you. And this is 5th dimension. In this time, we just ascend. And this is our celebration. you can tune into the space and the way we communicate is we touch each other's hearts and place our foreheads together. In Pleiades, you kiss another, or greet, or have a gentle, loving gesture when you touch your heart. And when you touch your forehead, you become invisible. Invisible, that's not the right word. We become transparent. So all we are can be seen and shared telepathically. The one speak now is your Pleiades self. I come to you to touch your forehead, place my hand in your heart, and I place your hand on mine, right hand, with the left hand. We gently accommodate our heads in a form of hug. I want you to know me like if I would give you access to my bank account or the password of my phone or my email account. You can know all about me and channel me now. You can enter my space. Do that now. Tisakitiara koro ba tisekine tasakakoba deli lenia lele kiera kore tisekine tasakani kiera. I want you to look for notes or instructions that would be in what you call brain, but in my vessel structure. You found those notes. You can find first the name I can be called, the profession, what I do, what it is, the gift. And you can have an imprint about how do I look. Do I look male, female, tall? Do I have a body? Do I look like in a vessel of light? Do I wear accessories? Do I look old or young? You can also visit my home. Who is with me that you can recognize from the life you have now? I trust you and you trust me. I am an open book now. Telepathy can only be done the high level of trust, a clean connection of love. in openness to allow it to be. You can do that now. If you have questions that I could answer for you, this is the time. Te sekitiera, te lila, te kirakoro, te kina se kite wakato so kikia kite kama kadelea, nada se kikia. Te lai kikia magita soko magiti kine kasata katarako magiti kinia. We have to move. A Pleiadian group of emissaries are coming to take you to a library. As we teletransport instantly now, you observe that this library have these type of crystals that floated all around like a chandelier. You'll be given yours. You can insert that crystal on your forehead and begin to see what would be described now. The beginning of time, God, in that God human definition, felt curiosity to know its own omnipresency. Choose to split. The first split, it could observe that had light and darkness. So an illusion was placed for darkness to be safe to be explored, where darkness could be only separated from light at the level of fifth dimension. From fifth dimension moving to sixth dimension, they could only be one in divine neutrality. In your stories, it was when angels and demons were born. We observed that humans exaggerated, adding drama into what really happened from our own perception. When light creates darkness, light instantly justifies itself as goodness and has someone else's to be blamed for. Darkness is the part of the light that gives itself permission to be in the absence of the source. For light and dark to play a game in which they bifurc itself into multiple pathways. As the curiosity of God was infinite, infinite scenarios needed to be placed. Different structures with different rules and laws of energy were installed all at once. All at once, Source knew it all and also knew nothing. He was everything, but also was none. So he kept organizing and organizing and organizing different structures to be. The one that applies to Earth right now is the one we describe. In that system, God begins in seventh dimension as a Lord God that separates from the source, like a son of God. Metaphorically, we can say that Son of God had multiple goddess brothers and sisters that had different spectrums between light and dark, more human than what you would really think. Different scenarios and stories begin to play. And in that scene, it all began to be rewritten over and over with different names and forms. This has more math than what you think. And science, it's more in it than what science really knows. There's a time in which Earth discovered that what they think about physics is not quite right, but not quite wrong either. It's just missing many theories in many ways. We believe that in the next 2 decades, Earth will discover different laws of physics, different rules that would complete and maybe invalidate some of the physics that your science think as true. Time will also no longer be an anchor in the next probably 2-3 decades for the energy that all of you emanate now. Therefore, humans will know how to travel in time. Perhaps not all, but some. The time could vary according to what you are choosing. Going back to the time of creation. In the StarSeed story, the first split was a type of engineers of realities, what you call matrix. Those gods had different ideas about how to rule the experience of God itself, and different planes and illusions were created. Rule it is. All timeline is bounded to the frequency and vibration that it holds, which means the combination of both create a type of reality in which is bounded to explore. In this case, in your humanity, you do have a gravity that sort of oblige to be grounded to the soil. Otherwise, you will be floating around. And without gravity, you wouldn't have the form that you have. None of you would. You would be different. In that regard, the mission was the exploration of that piece of God we all have. Different names, different times, different realities. Merge into that soul expansion, that journey as the only mission of all. Imagine as if videos you have seen about how a human is born. The cell of a biological female receives, let's say, a cell about a biological male. They become one. They create a third version of them, and then they will multiply into the infinity. In this case, God begin to divide itself in this universe in a dual way, dark and light, masculine, female, biological or artificial, to have different creations to keep being God in its own adventure of all that I can be. First, StarSeed rays that anchors into the timeline that Earth and this StarSeed group it is connected with would be Lyra. Lyra was a masculine predominant, semi-physical StarSeed rays that split and become the majority of the StarSeed rays that you know. It split in 7 different versions of the self first, understanding that the more variety, the riches, the experience, and the expansion. It become reptilians and dragons, dracos, and felines, and other. Lyra had a type of humanoid form. They also divide themselves into Vega, Pleiades, and Sirius at the same time, and Orion. And then you had what many of you call the founders, the ones that will be a council of wisdom, that would be served angels, that would provide guidance and support. When Pleiades was born from a distant galaxy, these beings from Lyra changed their name as if they came from an exile and root themselves on Pleiades and become what you now know. And then they split in 7 different versions, where the mission to explore love and joy and the wisdom of God. What the founders wonder if a more feminine and gentle and joyful version of a being could be explored in combination with wisdom. We can say that the initial idea was to have neutrality from gentle and strong and soft and hard and high and low, as if masculine and feminine could be separated but equally neutral within but also without. Before, the other races were androgynous, and when they see Pleiades, they thought that it could be helpful to separate a feminine version of God and a masculine version of God into. At the beginning of time in Pleiades, you could separate yourself and then unified as well. As twins, you would be born with your other half and choose to be separated during your duties and then unified for a restful period of what you call sleep and then do it again. In this dual perception, it wasn't about gender, it was about energy. And your own sides could change its own predominant energy. Let's say that the one that was feminine could shift into masculine, and likewise. Different illusions were designed to explore joy. The question it was, it's not hard to be in separation from the source, but what if it could be rewarded? What if could be fun? What if could be joy along the way? What if the adventure could be something that would also be pleasant? And this is when happiness, joy, pleasure, desire would be different expressions of love. Not only the fact that you would want to belong with other aspects of you, your other half, and this is not romantically, this is about bonding, this is about connection, this is about being truly seen by any other aspect of you and being truly one with all aspects of you. We could say that what you know about a romantic relationship was idea that was first born in Pleiades, and therefore modify according to the needs of Earth and explore here. We want you to expand what you think about relationships. In our plane, this fifth dimension, you know you are all one. To make it easy, you express yourself in pairs of two, or pairs of 4, or 6, or 8, or 10, or 12, or 7, or in any number that you choose. But when you have pairs, you have order, you have harmony. When you have a group of souls that connect that are in pairs, one will function as the dark element that will create contrast and will be accelerating the connection by exploring the shadow until that pattern shift into a pair. Know that if you are in a group and you are 8, you can have harmony. But if you're 9, there will be trouble. If you're 7, if you're 3, all the in pairs represent that this harmony has been chosen to be the alchemy of the group in order for that group to advance, accelerate, and to go back to a pair. We discovered that in order to have joy and in a loving journey of expansion, order was needed. Without order, harmony can be, and chaos will just be a revelation about a new order. So if you are in a group of 3, or in a family of 5, in a work that are 25, that it will be 7, or 25 as an impaired number. Know that distortion is the way to reveal an order that comes from the subconscious. What we want you to understand is order is in everything, even when you think it is not. It's just not the order that you think. There is a hidden order that you are not seeing, that is not being revealed to you. chaos, turmoil, will have an order that was in the shadows and has been brought up to the surface to be seen. And since this new order come through, it will settle and establish a new level of order. There are many different Pleiadians. All Pleiadians will be drawn to order and structure, rules, processes, will like to teach, will like the knowledge, will like the pleasure of life in some way and somehow. Perhaps the pleasure could be study or do exercise or take care of the self with supplements and high frequency food. They like to have beauty in its own processes. Maybe that the house has beauty, maybe that beauty of ideas, maybe beauty in the knowledge, maybe the attraction about the partner. It's the mind, it's beautiful, the emotions are beautiful. They will find some beautiful even when others cannot see that beautifulness. Each starseed will have an archetype that you would recognize that will come true. Arcturians, we observe that they are drawn to shamanic practices, earth elements, crystals. They could be short or tall. They could also be polyamorous or not interested in having relationships, or have a very silly humor that maybe other persons don't understand. Some of them could have a type of neurodivergent or ADHD or whatever name you have aside, which means that they don't have a deficit at all. They just communicate into a different way than humans, a elevated way. In the timeline that we are breeding, Pleiadians, like Lara was the father of Pleiades, Atlantis was the son and daughters from Pleiades. Knowledge, order, and beauty was going to define the magic of that era. What was not in the equation, it was the earth, the darkness of earth, its power. People, humans, lose themselves in power. Power to look good, power to know, power to have, power to be me. And that can create distortion in such a way that earth has destroyed itself many times for power. When power comes not into the harmony about the ones that are around, and even the being, and trespass the boundaries of the divine order about their own community, that is a recipe for disaster. Power has been the never-ending goal of every human to transcend. Some of you will have a deficit of power and others will have excessive power, and in between many alliances or distortions or goals and missions have been the journey of illusion that you went through. Power is not something that you should be afraid of. however, is a delicate frequency to hold. It's a frequency that should be a stream with consciousness, with awareness, with wisdom. A person that has power without wisdom, without anchoring that wisdom and love in unification, that is the recipe for romance. In your ancient traditions, there was an esoteric theory that in a triangle, you connect with God because you have wisdom, power, and love. That is true. In this case, as we explained before, the pair, the harmony between wisdom and love, is a unification that takes you straight to the source. But when you add power, making a triad journey, that will be the area of opportunity for wisdom and love to know themselves through what they could do, what they could represent or become. Power is a consequence of what you transform yourself because of what you did or happened to you. Some humans can do wonders when they are in a fatality situation and transform themselves and be the inspiration for many. Others, they can never recover. For some reason we observe. Do understand that part of your alignment and your ascension will involve power. Power to use your wisdom, power to use your love, power to use your energy. Power it is what you do with what you have. The legacy. If you would die today and you would just go into the source and San Peter will receive you in heaven and say, hey, we were waiting for you, human. What happened to you? Did you transition? Oh yes, San Peter, I was just complete my mission. Then come with me. Tell us how was your life? What did you did as a curriculum for this experience? What would you say? Your profession, your family, how much money do you have, the way your body look. When you begin describing your mistakes or the areas in which you felt you were successful. If you could measure from 1 to 10, and 10 will be the joyous journey and 1 will be the most saddest experience, what number would you have until now? If it's above 5, you are good and you should be proud. If it's less, we would say that there is an invitation to infuse joy and love in your life, to make the journey worth it. Did you know that flowers, sunsets, and all the beauty in nature, it's born because human tuning to love and peace and relaxation and calm and laughter and fun? Every time your heart love, a flower is born, or a cat, or a wave in the ocean, or a magical sky, or a rainbow coming through the water that comes out of a well that blends in the rays and the perfect equilibrium to be magical and be posted on your social media. And people said, wow. Love is contagious, and so does misery. And each of you choose between power and love and wisdom and all that you can be and all that you have been, from which lens you project that story. I wanted to remind you that journey without joy or love or peace ain't worth it. It's worth it when you live to the fullest, and that is power. Power it is to learn your yeses, your nos, and to choose your experience the rest of the time that you have on earth. Earth is a precious experience. Only the highest souls are allowed to come to earth, the ones that earn the place. Everyone wants to come, not everyone has the ability to do so. Due to this the greatest challenge in this journey. You are special and you are prepared for this. And this is the time to tune into where you are and what you would like to do the rest of your life. Set your intentions. Make it possible. And have a dazzling magical travesty. It's time to go back to your body. You will feel the energy coming in your feet, expanding, stronger. You have a solid pillar of light inside of you. The pillar goes all the way through you with order, harmony, joy, pleasure. Connect with your higher self now. You can deactivate your halo and only activate it when you will channel and ask a spirit. Merge with your spirit now. Merge with your soul. Tune into your chakras, the crown, third eye, anchoring the throat, anchoring the heart, anchoring solar plexus, sacral, anchoring the root now. Command perfection on your meridians. Promise yourself to do something joyful, loving for today. It's a gift because you deserve it. If you need assistance to manifest that, ask, and need is given. If you ask for more love in your life, tune into, but choose to make it possible. Return to your heart. You have a moment with your Pleiadian self now. You'll feel the hands in the heart, touching foreheads. Transmission begin. Halela, halela, sayeti, halela, line, halai nira tosorikiaya, halela, ililiala tosaikilalia. Sacred to speak Pleiadian light languages, you have to enjoy it. So when you tune in, said, what if I'll be so happy to channel? What would that look like to me. Lila, Lila Tila Savala Bali, Lala se, Lula Gilabali, Lani, and the Psycho Kinaria se, Hila, Lila Sedica. If you feel guided, you can speak that language now. Do it as if you are joyful and happy. And that light language would be lovingly channeled through you. Repeat.
Recording stopped.
Now. Ela, ela li ela, lede, ela nere kiera taso. Lala kieta sagara kotawaki tia. You're already being assisted. Let the sound to flow. Ela liela tesaraka latira se kiera taso. Draw a smile on your face. Smile with your eyes. Liela terasakara pati nedesa. Make sure you are enjoying the process. Body will feel blissful, flowing. Order, harmony, equilibrium. Tiasa lalila tatsakarava tarakila. Ilina rasara kanemari kita soro bali nara tarasai kiyaya. Interesse tarakara nariki kese kawaki tiraso. Feel love coming into you and going through you and being cheered by you. Be aware now. Tisekia karakoma tete tasekiana. Narate se yalela tereke se kindi tasakokia. Feel in your ears. I feel in your heart. I feel it flowing through your throat. Images may come to your mind. Electricity. And you begin to ground and to ground and to ground. Ground yourself into the heart of Gaia. Into the 5th and 7th New Earth grid. Ground your body, being present in the highest, the easiest, and the most loving frequency that's available for you now. And make a promise to do something that you love as a gift for yourself. And with that, in the silence, feel the harmony around. In transmission complete. Oh, it was very gentle. Thank you for being here. I'll just gently leave. Oh my God, I'm so smiling.